Hi everyone, welcome back to City 17. As you can see, we are under quarantine, much like we are, except for, I guess the only difference is that we don't have combine soldiers standing outside our windows making sure we don't leave the house. But anyway, we're going to do lesson number 2 today. I want to give you a couple of points, a couple of things, just like announcements before we begin. Let's start over here. The first thing I want to let you know, okay, is that every lesson we are going to do are going to follow the same pattern. On Mondays, I will upload a new lesson, okay? So Monday, there will be a lesson, okay? Wednesday, there will be a lesson, okay? I'm going to follow this pattern as much as I can, so expect a lesson on Mondays and expect a lesson on Wednesdays, okay? The due dates for both Monday and Wednesday lessons will always be on the Friday, okay? So Friday are the due. Everything's due always on a Friday, okay? So I just want to keep you in mind, I'm going to try to follow that every week as much as possible, okay? So, oh, that's not going to work. So what I want you to remember is that you are free to do the lessons whenever you want. Just make sure they are done by Friday, okay? Let's talk about attendance next, okay? I know you got a message from the district saying that we're still trying to follow black and gold days, okay? And I guess that's true. Some of your teachers might be doing stuff based on what day it is. For me, it's not so much of an issue, but just keep this in mind that you're supposed to do attendance for me on the day that I would have seen you if we were in school. So just so you know, Monday, okay, Monday was a black day. Okay, Monday was a black day. Tuesday was a gold day. Okay, and then so on and so forth, right? So Wednesday's a black day, Thursday's a gold day, Friday's a black day, okay? And so on and so forth, just keep going, okay? So that means that if I see you on a black day, you should be doing attendance for me on the Monday. If I see you on the gold day, you should be doing attendance on the Tuesday. As long as I've seen that you've done attendance once every 48 hours, I'm not gonna mark you absent in the book, okay? But make sure at minimum that you are doing attendance once every 5 days. If you want to make my life easy, okay? If you want to make my life easy on my end because I have to transfer these attendance things in Canvas to Skyward, okay, if you want to make my life real easy for me, then you can just do attendance every single day. I would appreciate it. It makes my life a whole lot easier when I have to go and transfer the attendance, because then I don't have to search through 2 days. I can just look. If you do it every day, it makes it easy for me. Okay, but at minimum once every 2 days, okay? All right, let's just set our eraser right here. So today we're gonna continue our lesson on logarithms, okay? And today I wanna give you 3 different properties, okay? This is review because we did this right before we went on spring break, okay? I'm gonna give you 3 properties, 1, 2, and 3. So 3 properties of logarithms. Those are, first one we're going to talk about is the product property. Product property. The second one we're going to talk about is the quotient. Quotient property. And then lastly, we will talk about the power property. Okay? So there's 3 different properties to logarithms. Let's first talk about the product property. Okay, so product property, let's talk about that one. Product property. Okay, so the product property looks something like this. If you have log base b, okay, to the m times n. If I have log base b, and then I have something in my thing that says m times n, okay? That could be anything. That might be log base 3, 7x, okay? But the point is that if you have any multiplication going, whoa, what happened there? Sorry. That's my fault. I'm moving around too much and I got my hand stuck on the glass. Okay, so if you have multiplication happening within your log, then you are allowed to do this, okay? You could say that this is equal to, I can break this multiplication up into an addition question. So I can do log base b. Let's take the first one, the m. So I can do log base b m, and I'm going to break that multiplication into an addition problem. So it would be log base b m plus log base b n. Okay, so do you see what I did with the m and n? Okay, I just split them up with an addition sign where the multiplication was. Okay, now if we are going this way, if we're starting, if the question gives you this to start with, it'll ask you to expand it to get more. You know, expanding, get more. Okay, but you also need to be able to take a question that's in this form and go back to that. That would be called simplifying. Okay, maybe let's put some numbers to it just so you can see what we're talking about. Okay, let's say I had log base 6 to the 7 x. Okay, log base 6, 7x. Now, if the question said to expand this, then I'm going to use that multiplication right there and turn it into an addition. So I would say that is equal to log base 6. Let's get the 7 first. And we're going to break that up with an addition sign and say log base 6 to the x. Okay, so this is equal to that. Okay, that's how the product property works. Let's look at the quotient property next. Okay, quotient property. Sometimes you can, get that bird to go away. Okay, second one, quotient. So the second one we're going to look at is the quotient property. Quotient property. Okay. Sorry, those lights were distracting me. Quotient property. It looks like this. If we had log base b to the m divided by n. In other words, we have a log with a fraction in it, okay? We have log base b with a fraction, okay? Those aren't fun to solve, okay? So it's especially useful in this kind of situation. So our quotient property says that I am allowed to take this division and turn it into a subtraction. So this would be log base b, okay, the numerator comes first, m, okay, m. Now, the division sign kind of looks like a subtraction, doesn't it? The division sign looks like it might be a subtraction. So we're going to take away the denominator, log base b to the n. So you can see all I did here was break the m and n into two separate logs, and I just put a minus between them where my division sign was. That's all I did. Log base b m minus log base b n. Okay? Let's just make up some numbers and do one with numbers. Let's say I had log... Actually, let's go backwards. Let me do something a little different here. Let's say that I had log base 5 to the 50 minus log base 5 to... Yes, those are the numbers that are going to work out for me. So let's say this is a question you might get in your classwork today. Okay? It might look something like this, where they have this question and they say simplify it or solve it as much as possible. Well, because I see the subtraction, I'm going to be thinking quotient property. Let's turn the subtraction. So in other words, we're going backwards. Let's go back and make it a division problem. So let's turn this into a division problem. Okay, so the first number is going to go on top. The second number is going to go on the bottom. So this would be log base 5. 50 goes to the first one. That's the number on top. 50 over 2. Now, what is 50 divided by 2? Right, 25. So this means the same thing as log base 5 to the 25. Now I think we can solve that. 5 raised to what power is 25? Okay, obviously 5 raised to the second power would give me 25. Okay, so the answer to this log, the answer to the question I started with here, what is log 550 minus log 52? The answer's 2. That's the answer to our question. Okay, that's quotient property. All right, so product property, quotient property. Now let's look at the power property. Power property. Number 3, the power property. Now this has to do with powers, obviously. So the power property says that if I have log base b to the m, and I have an exponent right within my log, I have an exponent, m raised to the power of n. Okay, now when you're trying to solve these, it's really not ideal to have an exponent in your question. Okay, so the power property is going to help you. The power property says that you can take this exponent. Okay, I'm trying to do a dotted line, it's not working out so well. You can take the exponent and you can move it to the front of the log. So I could rewrite this as n times log base b to the m. And you will notice by using the power property, I've just made my question have no exponents in it. That's really useful if you're trying to solve it, okay? So you can just move it to the front, and you also have to remember that if we're trying to simplify or put things back together, sometimes it might be beneficial to move the n back here. That would be going the other way, right? Okay, so we have product property, quotient property, and power property. That's the only 3 properties I need you to know and use for your classwork today. I do want to show you one more thing. I want to show you one more thing, okay? Shoot. Okay, one more thing to show you. Okay, is this idea that we call change of base. Okay? Now, the change of base formula is a formula that's going to let you take any logarithm and change it into any base you want. Now, why would you want to do this? Well, primarily, let's just say you have something that's not in log 10, and you want to put it in log 10 so that you could use your calculator. So this is how it works, okay? So if you have log, I think I'm a little too close. Oh, I feel like I'm climbing on something. Log, let's say you have log, and it's base b to the m. Now, let's just pretend that the base it's in, you don't like it. You can't take it and put it in your calculator, okay? Because maybe it's base 3 or base 7 or base 21, okay? Whatever. It's something that's not base 10, and you can't put it in your calculator. Then we would use change of base formula, okay? Change of base formula says that I can do this. This is the way the formula looks. I can take it and rearrange it to look like this. I can make it say log base c, okay? And c is whatever we want. We get to pick what the c is. It could be, we decide what it is. We decide what c is. Most of the time, you're just going to make it 10 so that you can use your calculator. So the m, the big number, is going to go right here. So it's going to be log, and most of the time, base 10 to the m. Then you're going to divide that by log, the same base that you chose. You can't put a different base on the bottom, so whatever it is that you're choosing to change it into, put it there again. And then your base from your original question goes here. Okay? Now, let me show you why this is useful. Let's say that we had the problem, log base, something really hard to work with, base 13. Log base 13 to the, I don't know, 50. Log base 13 to the 50. Now 13 raised to what exponent gives you 50? That's not something you can do off the top of your head, okay? If we use the change of base formula, and change it to base 10, we can just simply type it in our calculator and get the answer. So I'm going to use the change of base formula on this log, okay? So just like the formula says, the m, the big number, the 50's got to go on top. The base needs to go on the bottom. So I'm going to make it look like this, log, and I'm going to choose base 10. And you remember before spring break I told you that if you write a log in base 10, you do not need to put the number 10 there. It is if you leave it blank, it is implied that it is a 10. So all I have to do is write log 50. Log 50 divided by, remember our formula says the base goes on the bottom. Well, our base is 13, so log 13. Now in your calculator, take your calculator, type log 50, make sure you close the parenthesis on your calculator. Log 50, close the parenthesis, hit divided by, put in log 13 and hit equals, and it'll give you a number. Whatever the number, whatever your calculator tells you, that's the answer. It'll probably have a big string of decimals, so you might want to consider rounding it. Okay, but that is how we use the change of base formula. There will be some of these questions in your classwork today. All you got to do, plug them into your calculator, get the answer. That's all you got to do. Okay, round it to maybe a couple decimals. Okay, all right, so let's review what we learned today. We did the product property, did the quotient property, and we did the power property. They're just 3 formulas. Okay, 3 formulas you need to follow. Your classwork today is going to ask you to switch back and forth between them. Okay, either expanding or simplifying. And there's going to be a few change of base questions for you to just, these are real easy because you just take these and plug them in your calculator. Okay, all right, so today you're going to do classwork. Well, I say today, but maybe you're doing this on Thursday or Friday or Wednesday, I don't know. But you're going to be doing classwork 7.2. It is due, okay? It is due. You got to get this done by Friday, okay? So you're going to do the practice questions. I believe that they are numbers 1 to 5 and 9 to 22. Now I'm guessing, I'm just going from memory. I think that's what they are, okay? But please check on the on the Canvas page. You'll notice right below this video that it'll actually tell you, give you the PDF, and it'll tell you the questions. Whatever it says there, that's what you're to do. I might be wrong on that, okay? So whatever it says, please do those questions if I didn't happen to remember correctly and write that down wrong. Okay, so you're gonna do that. When you're done that, then you're gonna proceed to do the quiz, okay? Now let me make a point about this, okay? It says quiz because in Canvas the module is called the quiz module, okay? So Canvas calls it a quiz. It's not really a quiz, it's your classwork, okay? This goes in as your classwork grade, so don't get fooled that quiz means it's going under your test grade. It's not, it's a quiz grade, okay? You're gonna do the quiz after you do the practice work. The quiz contains 5 multiple choice questions, okay? 5 questions. These questions are based on the classwork questions, so I can't stress enough, please do the classwork practice first before you do the quiz, okay? Because on the quiz, I'm only going to give you 1 attempt, okay? You get 1 attempt to do this quiz, okay? The reason why I'm giving you 1 attempt is because if you do the practice work, you will do the quiz in like a minute. It'll take you a minute to do the quiz. Okay? If you don't do the quiz work, the practice work, you're probably going to struggle with this, okay? So this is kind of a way for me to check that you're actually doing the practice work. Do the practice work first, then do the quiz. It's 5 questions, same questions as based on the practice work. This will go in as a classwork grade, okay? So like I said, this goes in as a classwork grade, and they will be in your grade in Skyward on the weekend, both lesson 1 and lesson 2 quiz. I just need to click a button in Canvas and it transfers your grades into Skyward. So those will be in Skyward on the weekend, if everything works correctly, I should say. Okay, and you will have lesson 1 and lesson 2 quiz, which are actually classworks, will be in your grade book by the end of this week. Okay, next week we're going to be looking at the exponential formula. that type of thing to do with, bank loans, interest at a bank. We were doing this before we went on spring break as well. So Monday's lesson will be familiar. When we get to Wednesday of next week, it will actually be brand new material that you've never seen before. Okay? But like I told you guys before in the last video, I wanted to make this easy for you the first week. Okay? And plus I felt we need to review this because we didn't talk about it in a long time. And we will have a unit quiz coming up when we finish all of this stuff on logarithms and natural logs. Okay? So last point that I want to make is that, let's write this down. Let me get this chair out of the way. Let's just get that chair over there, get that out of the way so I can write here. Last point I want to make. Ooh, whoops. Well, let's use a different color. If I can write, there we go. Okay, let's make one last point here before I go. Okay, and that is if you need to talk to me. So you're trying to do this classwork right here. You're trying to do this classwork and you're having problems. There's questions you can't figure out how to do. Then what do? Well, let me tell you what you do. Okay, on your Canvas, go to your calendar, whatever day it happens to be. If it's Thursday, say that would be April 2nd. You will notice on the Canvas calendar in Skyward that if you go there, you will see that there's something on your calendar that will say something like 9 to 10. And it says questions and answers. Click on that in the calendar. You'll see a link to join a Microsoft Team chat. I will be sitting in that chat from 9 to 10 waiting for you to just come join and ask me questions, okay? I have a whiteboard available to me in that view. I can show you my whiteboard and I can help you figure out some of these questions right here if you can't do them, okay? So I'm available Thursday and Friday, and I think Wednesday I changed it to Wednesday I put 1 to 2 p.m. Just in case you actually, you're doing this Wednesday morning, because you might see this Wednesday morning and do it. So you're going to have 3 chances to talk to me if you need to. Go ahead and talk to me during those times if you need to. Okay? I'm available. You can always email me. You can always ask me a question on Remind. But this is the preferred best way. Please use the calendar and the Microsoft Team chat, because I'm sitting there, I can talk to you live, and it's just much easier to support you that way than trying to help you with a math question through Remind. That's actually really difficult to do, because then I have to try to help you with words, and it's very difficult. Okay, so please make use of that. Just, it should work on your phone. It should work on your computer. Okay, it basically works on any internet-able device. Okay, so please use that to talk to me. As I said, that's on your Canvas calendar in my course. Do that to talk to me. Okay. All right, that's all I got for you today. One last thing. If you actually do really like this, if you like this, doing these lessons, me in this, VR game, writing things on the windows. I have 2 places I can do it here and upstairs, which is where the first video was. If you really like me doing this, okay, please let me know, and I will maybe do more of them. But I don't know how you feel about this, okay? I don't know how you guys, some of you might hate this, some of you might like it, I don't know, okay? Let me know. If you really like this, I'll try to do more. I don't want it to get old, too much of a good thing gets old. So I am planning to do, at the very least, do the next lesson just the traditional way on a whiteboard. But you guys let me know if you like this. I'll continue making these when I can. Let me know about it. Okay, that's your lesson for today. Go get what you need to get done for me. Shouldn't take you that long. And I hope to talk to you in the question and answer chat if you need my help. All right, so from the Combine guards here, I'm sure that they want to wish you well on your math thing. And I'll see you soon. Bye.